From the disturbing backyard footage of a humanoid stalking a man's home, to the nightmare moment a pale humanoid charges straight at a terrified boy in the woods, and the cemetery recording where a spirit's response is darker than anything you'd expect, these are 3 of the most disturbing moments ever caught on camera. Trust me, this is one lineup you do not want to watch alone. Late at night, the world outside your house can feel strangely alive, quiet enough to catch every rustle, dark enough for shapes to blur into something unknown. It's the kind of moment when a simple sound can go from probably nothing to something you just can't shake off. About a year ago, a now-deleted Reddit user posted a bizarre video on the already creepy r/paranormal encounters subreddit, and it instantly grabbed everyone's attention. In the clip, the uploader explains that while outside, they heard faint giggling. At first, they brushed it off, thinking it was just a coyote, but then they noticed something far stranger. A gray figure darted across the yard and up a tree, moving in a way that almost resembled a monkey, but with eyes set unnaturally close together, glowing bright red in the dark. After searching online, nothing made sense. No known animal matched its shape, behavior, or those eerie red eyes. Honestly, the combination of the giggling, the lightning-fast climbing, and those close-set, glowing eyes is the kind of thing that sticks with you. It doesn't match any normal wildlife, which makes it all the creepier. If something like that is lurking in the trees at night, I wouldn't be stepping outside alone anytime soon. This boy thought building a play base in the woods would be a fun, thrilling adventure, but it quickly turned into the worst decision of his life. On January 11th, 2020, a YouTube channel called Paranormal Finding uploaded a clip of a boy's bizarre encounter in the Texas woods. In the video, you can hear him talking about how he built the base with his cousin and how everything seemed fine until it wasn't.
That I made a while ago with my cousin. It's really nice. See, we got the entrance all fenced off.
Just as the boy was about to leave, he heard a strange sound from the woods. When he looked over, he first thought he was seeing a cow, but then it terrifically turned out to be a humanoid creature on all fours, charging straight at him. Terrified, the boy bolted, and that's where the video ends.
What was that? Is that a cow? Oh, frick!
First of all, I hope the boy is okay. That thing charging at him didn't look friendly at all. It was pale, humanoid, walking on all fours with zero effort, really tall, and completely furless, like nothing we've ever seen before. Like the comments and even the video title are calling this a rake sighting, and honestly, it sure looks like one. But who knows? Could it have been something far worse? Something even more dangerous? This guy heard strange noises coming from the forest and decided to record them for his Jeep, but what he captured next was absolutely terrifying. The clip comes from a small village in India near a jungle, where a homeowner was returning home from work and was about to park his Jeep when he started hearing strange sounds. Thinking it would be safer to record, he pointed his camera, and then this happened. Suddenly, a pale creature on all fours crosses the road right in front of his Jeep headlights. Because of the darkness, we only catch glimpses when it moves into the light, but even that is enough to realize it's definitely not a normal animal. It looks eerily similar to the creature we saw in the previous jungle video, pale, humanoid, and moving on all fours. This time, though, you really get a sense of how fast it can move. I know what most of you are thinking. Maybe it's just a human staging a video for views, but trust me, I've tried it myself. Running on all fours that fast is almost impossible for a human. So if it's not human, then what the hell is it, like a rake? If that's the case, it's terrifying to think they're starting to appear more openly, almost as if they're growing bolder. Being followed is one of the creepiest things you can experience, especially at night when you have no idea what's behind you. This exact terrifying scenario was captured by an unfortunate farmer.
So this frickin' thing, it's staring at me. It followed me home from the gifting rock. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning right now.
The video was uploaded to TikTok in August 2023 by a farmer returning home from Gifting Rock. At first, he didn't think much of it and kept walking, but soon, whatever it was, started getting closer. That's when he pulled out his camera to record what was happening. According to the farmer, those two glowing eyes have been following him for quite a while. He doesn't even know if it's an animal, a human, or something else entirely. The video description adds that this thing has been terrorizing their farm for some time now, which makes the whole situation even creepier. At this point, the farmer really has two options: confront it and hope it gets scared off, or call the authorities, because if you just let something like that stare at you, it could get comfortable, and then who knows what might happen next.
In the morning right now. I think I don't know what to do. But it followed me home and it is absolutely staring at me right now.
I love trail cameras as they can capture the deepest, darkest corners of the woods without you even being there. But sometimes what they catch is absolutely shocking, like this. This footage comes from a trail camera set up in the Pacific Northwest and shows what bizarre creatures lurk in the woods at night. At first glance, it looks like two apes cautiously walking past the camera. But wild apes don't exist anywhere in the Pacific Northwest. Plus, the sheer height, humanoid posture, and long, lanky arms make them look completely different from any ape. The video is being called a mother and baby Bigfoot duo, and honestly, if you compare it to typical Bigfoot descriptions, it fits pretty well. What makes this sighting extra rare is the apparent presence of a Bigfoot baby. Those are almost never caught on video. That said, I took a closer look at the footage, and some things seem a bit off. The way they pause after a few steps and their movement patterns, it could be AI generated. On the other hand, if they are real and just being cautious, this might be one of the most intriguing Bigfoot sightings ever caught on camera. A man named Bruce recently shared a video online, but the story behind how he captured it is what really caught my attention. Bruce is a wildlife guy, not a cryptid hunter, but after hearing about multiple Sasquatch sightings on the Sunshine Coast, he decided to check things out for himself. A local resident even showed him the exact spot where he claimed to have seen one just a week earlier.
Hi, my name is Bruce Cozier. I film mostly wildlife. A buddy of mine told me about Sasquatch sightings that were on the Sunshine Coast.
While Bruce was scouting the area with his family, a low grunt echoed from the hillside. He grabbed his camera, panned across the tree line, and for a moment saw nothing. Sun glare made the tiny screen almost useless. But later, reviewing the footage at home, he noticed a dark figure tucked behind a tree that he hadn't seen at that time.
Listening, and I just heard a grunt. I'm not sure where it came from. I think it came from up.
He doesn't know if it was an animal, a person, or something else, but to him, it looked a lot like a Sasquatch. And strangely enough, Bruce's encounter isn't the only recent sighting of something tall, dark, and eerily still. Cameron and her grandmother Carol were leaving their gated property in Glide, Oregon, when their headlights revealed a dark figure across the road. Curious and unsettled, Cameron grabbed her phone and started filming. Appearance-wise, this creature was black, humanoid, unnaturally tall, silent, and seemingly faceless.
Cameron Eifert and her grandmother Carol are in Carol's car and leaving their property, which is locked by a gate.
It moved with an eerie intelligence, slipping behind a tree and vanishing as if it melted into the shadows. Folklore experts compare sightings like this to the hide behind, a creature said to stalk forests and stay hidden until it chooses otherwise. For Carol and Cameron, the moment was terrifying. Whatever it wasn't just a shadow or an animal. That night, the Oregon woods showed them that some legends walk closer than we think. Seeing Bruce's footage and then this one back to back, the similarities are hard to ignore. Different places, different people, same kind of figure. Either there's something out there that we still don't understand, or a whole lot of folks are seeing the same shadow in very different forests. This next video comes from a hunter named Mike Green, who was out in the jungle with his thermal camera, tracking a hunt, until he ended up capturing something far more shocking. As he scanned the area using thermal vision, his camera picked up a large, wide figure hiding behind the trees in the distance. At first, it almost looked like a bear trying to tuck itself behind a rock. But the moment it stepped out, you could clearly see a humanoid body shape. Definitely not a bear. And the way it stayed hidden, peeking from tree to tree, almost made it seem intelligent, as if it was watching Mike and waiting for the right moment. The footage went viral when it dropped, and even the popular Bigfoot podcast, Bigfoot and Beyond, interviewed Mike Green about what he saw and what his thermal camera captured that night. One thing's for sure, something was definitely out there, and it was stalking Mike. But was it Bigfoot? Based on the shape and posture, it definitely fits the description, but it could also be something entirely different, something we still don't fully understand. This next video is honestly one of the most disturbing things you'll ever see because of the absolute horror this man claims to have captured in his own backyard. The footage comes from a homeowner named Rick, who says he's been tormented for months by some kind of inhuman creature living in the woods around his house. He often hears it late at night, rustling in the tree line, creeping through the yard, or watching from the darkness. Finally fed up, he set up a camera, and according to him, he finally caught the thing on tape. Inside the video, recorded from behind his backyard door, you can see what appears to be a tall white figure standing in the darkness, facing directly toward his house. Rick immediately calls his friend Mike, and you can clearly hear the fear in his voice as the creature moves around the yard with unnatural movements, almost broken, and it keeps staring directly into the windows, almost like it knows it's being filmed.
Thing working. There it is, there it is. Like looking thing, and it's like a human, and it's all scratched down. And this is the second time this happened. I got it everything, and everything.
And if you think that was the end of it, nope. Just 23 days ago, Rick sent more photos to a Reddit user who then shared them on the Crawler Sightings subreddit. These new images and that video are extremely creepy, and whatever this thing is, it looks like the kind of creature you wouldn't want within hundreds of miles of your house. But one question keeps coming up. Why didn't Rick call the police that night? Why call his friend instead? Well, the popular horror channel Nuke's Top 5 actually covered this story. According to them, Rick did call the police. Multiple times. Officers even came out to check the property, but they never found anything and eventually assumed he was imagining it. If you ask me, Rick should keep his doors locked at all times and carry some kind of protection, because if this thing, whatever the hell it is, ever decides to get closer, he's going to need it. It's said we've only explored about 5% of our oceans, which means there's a whole world of creatures out there we know nothing about, and every once in a while, something surfaces that reminds us just how little we actually understand. That's what happened during a shoot at Lough Foyle, where a group was out filming when something enormous drifted past their boat. At first, they tried to brush it off, as whales have been spotted in the lough before. So maybe that's all it was. But the person closest to the water, Matthew, insisted it wasn't a whale at all. Whatever it was, it moved silently beneath the surface, huge and dark, leaving everyone on the boat stunned. The footage shows a shape so large and unfamiliar that some are already joking they've discovered their own Loch Ness monster.
What is that? See it? Look at the size of it. It's massive. You think the monster? You getting this?
Personally, I think the size alone makes it worth a second look. If anyone with marine experience can identify this thing, now would be a good time to step in. An older gentleman from Newport, Washington, just about 80 miles south of the Canadian border, shared this unsettling clip from his 1080p property camera about a year ago. He's lived out there for years, in a quiet, remote area, where deer and turkeys stroll through his yard every day. Nothing weird, nothing out of the ordinary, until one night when his Wi-Fi camera sent him an alert. What he captured wasn't a bug, wasn't dust, and definitely wasn't something easy to explain away. Everyone he sent the footage to said the same thing. The smoke drifts out from behind a tree, then zigzags smoothly across the yard in front of the tree line. Controlled, deliberate, almost like it has purpose. He's watched the footage dozens of times, zoomed in, slowed it down frame by frame, and still can't figure out what the hell it was. Now, if you ask me, sure, it could be smoke from a nearby campfire, but the way it moves makes it feel like something with intelligence, or at least something being guided. And if that's not strange enough, even the deer react to it. And deer don't usually care about smoke at all. There are some seriously weird things happening in the forests lately, and honestly, who knows what kind of horror someone's camera is going to catch next. This next photo comes from a trail cam set up along the North Grapevine Lake trails, an area that's recently seen a spike in strange creature sightings. A group of joggers was out there around 8 p.m., running past a few cameras and accidentally triggering them when they suddenly heard something moving through the brush right behind them, close enough to make your heart skip a beat. Later, when they checked the footage, only one frame really stood out where it caught a dark figure caught among the trees. It's impossible to say for sure what it is. Maybe it's a person. Maybe it's something else entirely. But with the timing, the rustling behind them, then a lone figure appearing in the frame, it all comes together in a way that's just incredibly unsettling. What do you think it could be? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Cycling through a forest trail sounds like a fun little adventure, until nature's own heavyweight decides you are the adventure. This video was uploaded by a cyclist who was riding through some seriously dense woods when he ended up facing the one thing nobody ever wants to see in the wild, a massive bear. The moment he picked up speed, something bolted out from the side. He glances back, and yep, a giant bear is full-on sprinting after him. The dude starts pedaling like his life depends on it, because it kinda does. After tearing down the trail for a bit, he hits some kind of roadblock and ends up ditching his bike, sprinting into the trees to hide. The crazy part is that the bear still finds him and starts wandering around searching. Luckily, a nearby hunter fires a few warning shots, and that finally scares the bear off. The cyclist made it out without a scratch. But man, watching that chase is pure adrenaline. But here's where things get interesting. Why didn't he just lift his bike over the block and keep going? And the bear itself, something about it looks a little off. The movement, the lighting, the weird lack of proper shadow, it almost feels edited in. If it's real, it's horrifying. If it's fake, whoever made it deserves an award because that effect is way too good. When it comes to paranormal sightings, the first place our minds go is a cemetery, and this paranormal investigator learned exactly why the hard way. This video comes from the channel Soul Searching, where the creator went exploring the hauntings at St. Joseph Cemetery near Kimmswick, Missouri, and right from the start, the place had that heavy, eerie vibe. As soon as she hit record, her camera picked up voices sounding almost like warnings, telling her she shouldn't have stepped foot in there.
It looks like there's a
She keeps going and sets up her spirit box right in the middle of the cemetery. At first, there was nothing, just static. But the moment she calls out whatever presence might be there, something actually responds.
so faint. If you're here, touch this orange machine.
And it doesn't stop there. When she asks it to show itself, a dark shadow suddenly moves across a nearby gravestone.
Can you show yourself?
According to her, she was standing in the shade the entire time, meaning that shadow wasn't hers. So, if it wasn't her, then who or what was it? And just when you think that's the peak of the creepy factor, it gets worse. At the end of the video, she asks the question everyone wonders sooner or later: what happens after death? And the spirit's answer gave me chills.
What happens after you die?
Honestly, this might be one of the most unsettling cemetery investigations I've ever seen. The way that spirit said "the worst," it gave me goosebumps and left me wondering, what exactly did it mean by that? When it comes to Bigfoot-type sightings, this one from the Australian outback is seriously up there with the best of them. This particular encounter even got picked up by the Irish Mirror, who shared a short clip from the Yowie Hunters YouTube channel. In the footage, you can see what looks like a dark, upright figure moving through thick bushland. The ranger who filmed it originally thought he was looking at a kangaroo until the shape started moving in a totally different way. The creature looked hunched, humanoid, and was walking on two legs about 100 meters away before it slipped behind the trees and vanished.
Went from here straight across in like 3.
Dark to be a kangaroo.
Naturally, viewers jumped in calling it a yowie. And if you don't know what a yowie is, it's basically Australia's version of Bigfoot, a major figure in indigenous folklore said to roam deep, remote areas far away from people. And this sighting isn't a one-off either. Not long ago, a woman hiking in Queensland claimed she came within just 6 meters of a towering 7-foot creature with a gorilla-like head, long arms, and a seriously muscular build. Researcher Dean Harrison later said her description lined up almost perfectly with over a decade's worth of reports from that same region. For me, whether this video shows a real yowie or something else entirely, it's pretty unsettling how consistent these encounters are. Different people, different locations, different times, but the same huge figure lurking just out of reach in the trees. Just about 50 miles south of Boston lies a stretch of swampy wilderness that locals treat with the same respect you'd give a sleeping monster. It's the infamous Bridgewater Triangle, an area so packed with strange sightings and unsettling legends that it's earned a reputation as one of America's paranormal epicenters. And recently, something new has stirred there. During an episode of Beyond Skinwalker Ranch, the research team captured a bright, silent light cutting between the trees before vanishing without a trace. It wasn't a drone, plane, or reflection, just a controlled movement that left everyone uneasy. The area is also home to the legend of the Pukwudgie, small, human-like creatures described in Algonquian folklore. The research team even deployed drones equipped with infrared cameras in hopes of capturing evidence of these elusive creatures. But instead of Pukwudgies, they ended up recording that mysterious, unexplained light. Researcher Matt Moniz explained that witnesses over the past century all described the same thing: short bodies, hair-covered skin, and round potbellies lurking near the swamps. So now, you've got old folklore on the ground, and unexplained lights in the sky. In the triangle, that combination feels a little too perfect. Honestly, the UFO footage alone is creepy, but paired with a place known for strange beings, it makes the whole area feel like something is waiting just out of sight. If these sightings keep stacking up, the Bridgewater Triangle might be hiding far more than old stories. A group of paranormal investigators decided to venture into the Langong Forest Reserve in Perak to see if the local legends about a Pontianak haunting the woods were true. What they found, however, was far beyond anything they could have imagined. This clip was uploaded on X by Majala Mastika on February 3rd, 2018. In it, you can see the investigators shining their flashlights into the dark forest, seemingly noticing something off camera and quickly starting to record. As they keep scanning the woods, the person holding the camera begins calling out to whatever might be there and then starts reciting religious prayers. And that's when things get really eerie. A terrifying, almost inhuman laugh echoes through the forest, startling the investigators. They try calling it out again, but nothing happens, and the video abruptly ends. On its own, that laugh is chilling. But knowing the story of the Pontianak makes it downright disturbing. For those who don't know, a Pontianak is a vampiric ghost from Southeast Asian folklore. It appears as a beautiful woman who died during pregnancy or childbirth. But beneath that guise, it hides a monstrous, bloodthirsty form, luring victims with the cry of a baby. That cry in the forest, it could have been a deadly lure for the investigators. Honestly, I don't even want to imagine what might have happened if they'd taken the bait. Encountering a strange creature is one thing, but realizing it's stalking you, that's a whole different level of nightmare. And unfortunately, that's exactly the situation this hiker found themselves in. This clip comes from a YouTube Shorts account named Secret Silopod, who uploaded a 14-second video from one of their hiking trips, one that clearly took a wrong turn. As the video starts, the camera zooms in on a weird-looking face, peeking out from behind a tree. You can hear the hiker behind the camera sounding completely unsettled, and in the background, there's this eerie howl echoing from the woods. Even if you ignore the audio, the creature's face alone is unsettling. It's staring right at the hikers, almost like it's waiting for something. A lot of people online were quick to call this a Bigfoot, but honestly, the face doesn't match. Bigfoot sightings usually describe a creature with a fur-covered head, ape-like features, and strong brow ridges. But this thing, its eyes, nose, mouth, even the bald head look completely different. And somehow, that makes it even creepier. Because whatever it wasn't a Bigfoot. Yet it was definitely watching them. Watching and waiting. For what? Only God knows. From Unsettling, Evidence of the Lake Worth Monster, to chilling Bigfoot sightings captured on cameras deep in the woods, and even a dead one seemingly returning for a photo. These are some of the most unsettling moments ever recorded. Stick around, because you won't want to miss a single one. What if I told you a real monster once attacked people in Texas? 7 feet tall, half man, half goat, with claws sharp enough to tear through steel. On the night of July 10th, 1969, John Reichart, his wife, and 2 other couples were parked near Lake Worth, just enjoying the warm Texas breeze. Suddenly, something massive dropped from a tree and slammed into their car. They screamed and sped away. When they reached the police station, they were pale and shaking. Something had scratched an 18-inch gash into the side of their car, and they were certain it hadn't been there before. Witnesses described it as walking on two legs, reeking of a foul stench, and having claws sharp enough to rip through metal. The police took the report seriously, especially after seeing the physical damage and hearing multiple consistent witness accounts. The very next day, the creature was spotted again, this time by dozens of witnesses, including police officers. One even claimed it hurled a car tire at the crowd. In the following weeks, armed search parties scoured the area and found tracks, blood, and mutilated animals. Sightings continued sporadically until November, when one man claimed the creature stole his bag of chicken and vanished into the lake. To this day, the only known photo of the monster was taken by a man named Alan Plaster. Those who saw it said it was horrifying. A half-man, half-goat, covered in fur and scales, standing nearly 7 feet tall. Today, Lake Worth looks peaceful. Kids play near the water. Boats glide past Greer Island. But some locals still remember the screams in the dark, the tire flying through the air, that smell. They say, if you ever camp there alone and the moon is full, you might still hear it cry. Was it a cryptid, a government experiment, or something ancient, awakened by accident? Let us know what you think in the comments, real or hoax. This hiker was just looking for peace and quiet in the forest, but what he captured instead, he hasn't slept since. This mysterious footage was taken deep within a remote forest trail in the United States and later uploaded to YouTube by a user named Nibiru Nowuk. The video comes from an anonymous hiker who had ventured into the heart of the woods, hoping to enjoy nature in solitude, but instead of finding peace, he stumbled upon something chilling. While setting up his camera for some nature shots, he accidentally caught something unnerving just a few feet away, a dark figure moving through the trees. The hiker, having never seen anything like it before, tried to follow the figure, but the being disappeared into the trees, and the video ended. At first glance, it looks like some kind of ape, maybe even a gorilla, but when you zoom in, things get strange. Its posture is undeniably humanoid. Long legs, a hunched back, and a human-sized head. It was walking upright, just like you and me. But the most unsettling detail, it was completely black, head to toe, not clothing, not shadows. It looked as if it was covered in thick, jet black fur. And here's the thing, this isn't just some one-off sighting. If you search online, you'll find dozens, no, hundreds, of similar encounters across the forests of North America, especially around the Great Lakes region. The most iconic of them all is the legendary Frame 352 from the Patterson-Gimlin film, showing what many believe to be a female Bigfoot, famously turning back to glance at Roger Patterson and Bob Gimlin. I don't know about you, but there are countless pieces of evidence of these humanoids roaming in our forests, and I think now is the time we start considering the possibility that they're real creatures living among us. What are your thoughts on it? This father and son thought they were completely alone in the bush until something bizarre and unsettling began stalking them. In April 2018, Greg Cully and his 13-year-old son were hiking through the dense bushland of Emu Plains, just west of Sydney, when something terrifying started trailing them from the shadows. At first, they thought it was just the wind, or maybe something in the distance. But then they saw it, low to the ground, sleek, and completely silent. Greg described the creature as a big mass of black flying in stealth mode, roughly the size of a German shepherd, but with a long cat-like tail. And the way it moved, it wasn't like any dog or kangaroo. It glided, it watched, then it vanished without a trace. Thankfully, Greg managed to capture a few seconds of footage, and since then, the clip's been making waves online. But here's the eerie part. This wasn't an isolated case. Just a month earlier, in March, a tourist near Pulpit Rock had a frighteningly similar encounter. That makes 2 Black Panther sightings in New South Wales within weeks. And this isn't new. For decades, sightings of big, black cat-like creatures have been reported all across Australia. Some people laugh them off, others, not so much. In fact, in 2003, the New South Wales government launched a formal investigation after multiple credible reports. That inquiry concluded there could be a small colony of big cats hiding in the bush. Later reviews dismissed the idea due to lack of hard evidence, but that hasn't stopped the stories. In 2012, Victoria followed suit with its own investigation. Their final verdict was that the Black Panther phenomenon was deemed highly unlikely. But here's the thing, sightings never stopped. Despite the official denials, the stories keep coming. Photos, videos, first-hand accounts. People keep spotting these creatures in the wild, and authorities keep chalking them up to misidentification. But let's be honest, when this many people say they've seen a massive black cat, maybe it's time to ask, what if they're not wrong? Think about it. It only takes one escaped exotic animal to spark something like this. Australia's vast bushland would provide more than enough food, cover, and territory. And unlike feral cats, these creatures are bigger, stronger, and built for stealth. Their muscular build and jet black coat stand out against the golden brush. Plus, after the UK changed its laws in the 1970s regarding private ownership of wild animals, many exotic pets, including big cats, were released into the wild. While it's unlikely that breeding populations took root, stranger things have happened. When we talk about ghosts, most of us feel that chill, fear, dread, and the urge to look over our shoulder. But this story might just change how you see them forever. This eerie video, which went viral over a decade ago, was originally broadcast by a Czech news channel called Prima. It was captured by a driver during a heavy blizzard, and what he caught on camera still has people talking 13 years later. The driver pulled over on an empty, snow-covered road to record the blizzard, but in the middle of this silent, icy chaos, his camera picked up something strange. A shadowy figure, a dark silhouette of a man, seemed to appear out of nowhere. He slowly lifted one hand in what looked like a warning wave, and just as quickly as he appeared, he vanished. According to the driver, the ghostly figure was trying to signal him to stop, a gesture he now believes was a warning that may have saved his life. You see, the road he was driving on, from Bezverov to Pilsen, is infamous. Local police say it's one of the most dangerous stretches in the region, filled with sharp blind curves and black ice. The driver believes the apparition was the spirit of someone who had also died on that very road, now trying to prevent another tragedy.
Před autem zjevil muž vycházející vlastně ze tmy. Viděl jsem tmavou siluetu.
Věrov, kde zejména v zimním období se často tvoří náledí.
And he's not alone. Across the country, people have reported similar sightings. Ghostly figures appearing near roads, cemeteries, even storefronts. Many of these apparitions are linked to past accidents and untimely deaths. Paranormal investigators call them residual hauntings, spiritual echoes that replay over and over at sites of trauma. Others believe they're intelligent spirits, actively trying to help the living. Whatever the case, one thing is certain: that driver was lucky. Whether it was fate, intuition, or something beyond this world, something warned him, and because of it, he lived to tell the story. This next hiker never imagined he'd come face to face with something most people believe doesn't even exist. This photo was uploaded to Facebook on June 11th by the Rocky Mountain Sasquatch Organization, a group pretty well known for their Sasquatch research and reported sightings. But this time, what they captured seems a notch above the usual. The image shows what appears to be a tall figure standing right next to the hiker, who didn't even notice it at the time. You can clearly make out the figure towering over him, with a visible head and a long, lanky arm. There's also some fur that you can see, although the rest of the body is hidden in the thick overgrowth. Now, I know, it also kind of looks like a twisted tree branch, or just a tree shaped weirdly. But here's the thing: the Rocky Mountain Sasquatch Organization doesn't usually post stuff like this without doing some research first. Plus, creatures like Bigfoot are often said to be masters of camouflage, blending seamlessly into the woods and their surroundings. That's partly why we still don't have any crystal clear proof or definitive footage of them. Also, I don't know about you, but if you look closely, I think I can see another figure blending in with the greenery right beside it. Am I the only one seeing this? Let me know in the comments if you spot it too. Or if it's just my Bigfoot obsessed brain seeing what it wants to see. Driving down a desolate road might seem like a peaceful experience, but only until the unknown decides to show up. This eerie video was captured by a driver who was on his way home, taking a quiet, forested back road, until something happened that he'll probably never forget. As he was driving, his dash camera caught something strange: a figure crossing the road right in front of him. But here's the thing: it wasn't walking. The figure, dressed in a full white gown, was hovering as it moved across the road. After it crossed, it vanished into the dark forest. But then, surprisingly, it came back, and that's when the video cuts off. This clip is seriously creepy, and to be honest, creatures or entities like this are often said to dwell in isolated, shadowy places, like this forest. They thrive in the darkness, but every now and then, they get caught on camera like this. Now, the internet is pretty divided, Some viewers are convinced this is a genuine phantom sighting, while others think it's fake, maybe just a remote-controlled device with a gown thrown on, or someone staging it for attention. But here's the part that bugs me. Why does the video cut off right when the figure turns back toward the road? If the driver had uploaded the full clip until it completely disappeared, maybe we'd have a better idea of what it actually was. Still, if this is real, then no thanks. I'm not driving down a desolate road again, not even in an emergency. This person was just out on a trail when he saw something that nearly made his heart stop. A verified page called Down the Rabbit Hole posted a few unsettling photos sent in by one of their viewers. The pictures were taken by a hiker who was out on a regular hike until he saw something absolutely terrifying. From a distance, it looks like there was a figure standing at the end of the trail, just staring straight at him. Understandably shaken, the hiker didn't dare go any closer. At first glance, it almost seems like a dark figure just looming there. But then you start thinking, maybe it's just a tree, right? That is, until you zoom in and apply a filter. That's when things get creepy. You can clearly make out the shape of arms, a head, and an upright, humanoid figure. It honestly looks like the Grim Reaper himself, just standing there, waiting at the end of the trail. It feels like something straight out of a horror movie, and I can't imagine what was going through that hiker's mind, seeing that thing just standing there, waiting for God knows what. This next CCTV footage from Mexico is exactly why some people refuse to step outside at night, and once you see it, you'll understand why. This video was uploaded on Instagram and comes from a street CCTV camera in Mexico. It's nighttime, and everything looks pretty normal. Just a couple of dogs wandering around, doing their usual thing, until something strange appears in the background. A strange figure suddenly appears, and the creepiest part is that it's not walking, it's hovering above the ground. It seems like it's just floating across the street, and as it moves, the dogs immediately react. You can see them freeze, tense up, and take a defensive stance, like they're absolutely terrified of this thing. After drifting around for a bit, the figure suddenly rises into the sky and disappears, leaving the dogs staring up at it in fear. And then, the most bone-chilling part of the entire video happens. Just as the figure vanishes, a piercing, terrifying scream echoes through the street, like something out of a nightmare.
Please.
Now sure, some might say it's just CGI or some clever editing, but the dog's reaction, that's hard to fake. And the way that figure blends seamlessly into the scene makes it even harder to debunk. What really got to me, though, was that scream. Some viewers believe it could be La Llorona, a legendary spirit from Latin American folklore, said to wander near rivers crying for her lost children. Her wails are believed to be either a warning or a curse. So if you've watched the video and heard that cry, well, I can't say what it means for you, but one thing's for sure. I'm definitely not walking alone at night in Mexico anytime soon. The Loch Ness Monster has long ruled the world of mysterious lake creatures, but it looks like a new contender is quietly rising from the depths. If you've ever found yourself relaxing on the peaceful beaches of British Columbia, soaking in the cool lake breeze, brace yourself, because the Ogopogo might just be swimming beneath your feet. In the heart of British Columbia's Okanagan Lake, veteran researcher Bill Stesiuk, who's been tracking Ogopogo sightings for over 15 years, says something strange is going on. After a major encounter back in September, he received 2 more reports within just a few weeks.
Right out there, 150 yards from the shore.
One was your typical eyewitness account, but the other came from Andrew Stark, an amateur photographer who claims he saw a large moving object suddenly break the lake's surface, gliding across the water with eerie smoothness. He even snapped a photo that left many scratching their heads. Stark swore there were no boats, no tremors, nothing that could have caused the strange ripple. But when local media reached out, his story suddenly changed. He dismissed it as just a weird wave and refused to elaborate, saying he was too shy to talk further. That sudden backtrack has people asking, was he spooked by the media attention, or maybe he just didn't want to be labeled as that guy, the one claiming to spot monsters in lakes? But for Bill Stesiuk, this is no coincidence. He's genuinely excited. In his words, it's extremely rare to get multiple Ogopogo sightings in such a short time span. And he's right. A 1999 survey showed that only 8% of people would even admit to seeing the creature, likely out of fear of being mocked. Now, with a new photo, fresh sightings, and growing attention, Stesiuk believes this might be the moment that shifts public perception. Maybe, just maybe, the world is ready to believe again. Honestly, I think we need stories like this. Whether it's real or not, there's something magical about knowing there are still mysteries out there, uncharted, unexplained, and just waiting to resurface. A body shop worker took a photo of a damaged car just for documentation, but what the photo accidentally captured has been unsettling everyone ever since. This post was uploaded 2 years ago to the Slapped Ham subreddit by a user claiming the photo was originally taken in 2012 by his roommate's boyfriend. According to the post, the boyfriend was alone at the time and didn't notice anything unusual until later when he looked back at the photo, and that's when the terror hit him. At first glance, the image looks perfectly normal, but if you focus near the front of the car, you'll spot something disturbing, a ghostly figure in the background. The figure appears to be a woman with long dark hair, wearing a black sweater with a white collar. She's just standing there, silent and almost blending into the shadows. According to the uploader, his friend often mentioned how eerie the body shop felt, especially after dark. Employees would hear strange noises, and tools would either go missing or be mysteriously moved around. It all becomes even creepier when you consider the possibility that this ghostly figure might be the spirit of someone involved in the accident, maybe even the victim, now tied to the wreckage left behind. And honestly, the way the figure blends into the image, matching the photo's grain and lighting, makes it really hard to dismiss as Photoshop or a fake. So what do you think? A camera glitch? A clever hoax? Or something much more chilling? If you think your friend's photobombing you, is annoying. Wait until you see what photobombed this family. This image was shared across multiple platforms, Facebook, Reddit, and more, and quickly went viral for one chilling reason. At first glance, it looks like a wholesome family photo. Everyone smiling and posing, until you spot something truly terrifying. Right in the middle, peeking from behind the group, you can see a distorted face, and it doesn't look like it belongs to any real person. The face is eerie, ghostly, and completely out of place. According to the uploader, it bears a shocking resemblance to their late grandmother, who had passed away just days before this photo was taken. When you compare it side by side, you can actually make out some striking similarities, like the bridge of the nose and a strand of hair falling across the face, just like in their grandmother's old photo. It's seriously unsettling. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want to be visited by a ghost, even if it was someone I loved. There's just something about that shadowy, unnatural presence that doesn't sit right with me. This guy was just recording the weather when he captured something that looked straight out of a witch movie.
Is that Jesus Christ? Please.
This video comes from TikTok and shows what appears to be a witch flying across the night sky. At first glance, it almost looks like a tree branch being blown by the wind, but if you look closely, it slowly transforms into a humanoid shape.
Is that Jesus Christ? Please.
Hello?
After floating through the air for a few seconds, the figure lands on a rooftop and then just vanishes.
Looks like it's coming down.
Viewers have been flooding the comments, screaming that it's a witch, and honestly, it does look like one. But what really creeps me out is the way this thing seems to change form. One moment it's a weird, floating object, and the next, it's a clear humanoid figure. And let's be real, isn't that exactly what witches are known for? Shape-shifting, blending in, then vanishing without a trace? It's seriously creepy, to say the least. Most of us have seen strange shapes out of the corner of our eyes, only to brush them off as pareidolia. But this image, this one is really strange. It comes from the Rocky Mountain Sasquatch organization and was sent in by Tim Gallivan during a visit to a local park. While enjoying time with his family, Tim captured something truly odd lurking in the woods. In the photo, you can see what appears to be a tall, brown-furred creature peeking out from behind a tree. The figure seems to have a humanoid, round head, broad, straight shoulders, and arm-like shapes that resemble a human's. According to Tim, he's convinced it's a Sasquatch. But of course, the internet is divided. Some people say it's just a tree growth, and that our minds are playing tricks on us again with pareidolia, making it look like a Bigfoot. And honestly, that sounds like a pretty logical explanation. Because let's face it, if Tim really saw a Bigfoot, wouldn't his first instinct be to run the hell out of there instead of calmly taking a photo? Real or not, it definitely makes you look twice. Sometimes, it's not what's right in front of you that sends shivers down your spine. It's what's lurking behind. You can see a figure literally manifest. A reflection from inside the house. It looks like an old man, maybe holding a child, or could there be two figures? It's hard to say. Could it be the spirit of the old man who died here? Some people think it's just a trick of the light. But those dark, unblinking eyes seem all too real. Could this be one of those black-eyed kids people whisper about? Or something more sinister? After this photo, the couple moved out for good. Honestly, I'd have been out the moment I heard those footsteps. This isn't just a reflection. There was something there. The question is what? And what could it have done if they'd stayed? Good for them for leaving. This woman says she's been in this haunted house for 8 years. You'd think by now she'd either move out or get the place ghost-proof. What we hear is a constant banging echoing through the house. This ghost is seriously obnoxious. It's like it just wants everyone to know it's there. Talk about needing attention. The sound's coming from the kitchen. But when she finally gets up to check, it stops. Classic ghost move, right? Playing hide and seek with really bad manners. But here's the thing. 8 years and no harm done. Maybe this ghost is just annoying. If there is such a thing as a harmless ghost, this one might be it. We don't see anything, just hear the banging. Could be someone off-frame making noise, right? Let's dive into my biggest fear, deep waters. You see that? Something is lurking beneath the surface, and it's massive. All we can see are those scutes, bumpy ridges peeking through the water. Whatever it is, it's huge. Could be a saltwater crocodile. They grow up to 20 feet, after all. But even if it's just a croc, that's no comfort. It's monstrous, and it really makes you wonder, how much of what's underwater do we even understand? Water is easily the scariest element. Why? Because you never know what's below you. Every time you take a swim, you're rolling the dice. Seeing those scutes slicing through the water, yeah, that's enough to send a chill down anyone's spine. Whatever this is, a croc or sea monster, it's a reminder that the ocean has secrets we might never uncover. What we have here is either a brand new mutation or a fancy dress contestant from the animal kingdom. Imagine stumbling across this in the wild. You'd probably do a double take, right? It's like someone mixed a bird and a reptile and said, let's see how weird we can make this. It makes you wonder, what's happening here? Are these feathers a natural mutation? Or did someone stick them on as a joke? Or maybe this snake is adapting in a way we've never seen before. It almost looks regal, like the king of all snakes, flaunting its bizarre crown. Either way, it's unsettling. Snakes are mysterious enough, and now they're adding feathers to the mix. One thing's for sure, this snake is definitely one of a kind. Nature still has plenty of surprises up its sleeve, don't you think? Ever wondered what it's like to walk the edge of danger? Well, this man is doing exactly that.
Oh, shit.
Satan's Ridge is no joke. A narrow path with just enough space for your feet, with sheer drops on either side. One wrong step, and it's a straight plunge into nothingness. The wind is relentless, and every step looks like a battle for balance. They call it Satan's Ridge for a reason. This isn't just a hike. It's a fight against nature itself. Watching this guy walk, you can almost feel your palms start to sweat. What drives someone to take on something this dangerous? Is it the thrill of defying fear, or just the urge to test human limits? Either way, it's not for the faint-hearted. And look at those cracks. What if one of them gives way? Would you dare to step onto Satan's Ridge? Or is this one thrill too far? Ever heard of a flash flood? Well, this clip will show you exactly what it looks like. You can see the water rise so quickly that he barely has time to react. He scrambles up a tree just in time, and within seconds, the area is submerged under 3 to 4 feet of water. It's almost unbelievable. A flash flood turns calm into chaos in the blink of an eye. This is exactly why water is so unpredictable. You could be standing somewhere perfectly safe, and in moments it becomes life-threatening. The sheer power and speed of the flood are awe-inspiring and terrifying. Always remember, the force of water is far greater than it seems. Don't ever think you can stand your ground or swim through it. This guy made the smart move getting up that tree. He's literally holding on for dear life here. Amazon's Alexa is known for its convenience, especially for seniors. But what happens when someone, or something, else in your home starts using it? And what if that someone isn't even human?
In the locks. In the locks. Please don't look fast.
This eerie video was uploaded on Reddit by a woman who had one of the creepiest encounters with Alexa in her mom's room. Late at night, the speakers in her mom's room suddenly started playing music on their own, waking her up. Naturally, the mom told Alexa to stop, and it did. But here's where things get weird. When they checked the audio history, the next day, they discovered something unsettling. Clear as day, there's a voice in the recording. A voice that isn't hers or her mom's. It's faint, almost like a teenage girl whispering, and you can hear it say something that Alexa interprets as her wake word.
Please don't look fast. Please don't look fast. Alexa, stop.
Causing her to start listening. Then, in the same soft, eerie tone, the voice says, "Play song." And that's when the speaker kicks in with the music during the middle of the night. Now here's the creepiest part. The woman and her mom were the only ones in the house. No one else could have spoken to Alexa. So whose voice was it? The whisper. The way it sounded like a girl lurking in the dark really freaked the woman out. Since then, she's turned to Reddit, desperately seeking answers. But so far, all she's left with is this spine-chilling mystery. What do you guys think? Could this be some kind of bizarre tech glitch? Or is there something else lingering in that house? The stars have always held a sense of mystery, but now they might be holding something more sinister, like these flying triangles.
We have visual of 4 probable unidentified drones with course unknown and speed unknown.
What are those? This footage, captured by the Navy destroyer US Russell, shows some strange drones swarming around it. In the clip, you can see 2 unidentified flying objects hovering in the sky with a shape and appearance that'll make you double take. One is clearly visible, while the other is more faint, but both have an eerie triangular form, almost like flying pyramids. Seriously, it's the kind of thing you'd expect from an advanced alien civilization about to launch an attack. You can even hear the sailors in the background calmly narrating the ship's location while trying to make sense of the bizarre sight above. These drones are unsettling, to say the least. I mean, if alien ships did exist, wouldn't they look exactly like this? Mysterious, otherworldly triangles floating ominously in the sky? I don't know about you, but flying pyramids might just feature in my next nightmare. The depths of our oceans are vast and unexplored, filled with secrets waiting to be discovered. But as this shocking footage reveals, some secrets might be better left hidden. This footage comes from Encinitas, California, and shows something really weird shooting out of the ocean's surface. What's even more suspicious is that the video was later deleted from the internet, and the webcam that recorded it was taken down shortly after. That alone gives me goosebumps. In the video, you can see the ocean looking a bit wavy, but that's not where our attention should be. If you look closely in the background, you'll see a submerged object shoot out of the water and into the air. Then, out of nowhere, there's this sudden burst followed by an orange orb glowing eerily in the sky. And just like that, the thing disappears. And the video ends. What on earth did we just witness? I did a little digging, because of course, curiosity gets the best of me, and it seems like it might resemble a submarine-launched cruise missile. You know, the kind that shoots out of the water, levels off, and flies away. There's actually a ton of us Navy operations happening off the coast of Encinitas, all the way down to San Diego. So is it possible this was just a Navy test run? Maybe. But still, the way this thing shot out of the water was so intense. Sometimes, the most unsettling things happen when everyone's asleep. This next clip shows something slithering through a front yard in the dead of night. It's the kind of sight that leaves you wondering if you've stumbled across something that shouldn't be seen. What could it be? A cryptid sneaking through under the cover of night? Or maybe it's someone who's had too much to drink or high on something crawling back home. Either way, it's unsettling. Seeing this makes you wonder, how safe is your neighborhood, really? Whether it's a cryptid, a prank, or someone having a rough night, one thing's for sure, it's creepy. What would you do if you saw something that looked like it came straight out of the Mummy movies?
Do you see that in the tree? Oh, what? Oh.
From different angles, different shapes appear. A teddy bear with a knife, a rhino, and finally, a bunch of demonic faces. So what's going on here? Is it something real, or is it just pareidolia? A phenomenon where our brains see familiar shapes in random patterns. The mind can be easily fooled, but this tree is still creepy. Whether it's something real, or just a trick of the brain, this tree is definitely unsettling. If I saw that in real life, I'd be creeped out for sure. Driving at night can be nerve-wracking enough with low visibility. But what if that wasn't the only danger lurking on the road? This eerie footage was captured by a GoPro on a biker's helmet as he sped down a lit road late at night. Everything seems calm and normal until, out of nowhere, a young boy suddenly walks right in front of the bike. The biker braces for the impact, only for the boy to vanish into thin air just moments before the collision. No one was there, and according to the biker, he didn't feel the presence of anyone afterward. Now, some might argue this clip was edited, but what's hard to ignore is the biker's genuine reaction. He clearly slows down in shock. As if trying to process what just happened. So what in the world was that? Was the boy saved by an unseen force? Or even more chilling, was it ever a human to begin with? In this video, a man ventures into the woods at night, his only source of light being a flashlight. The darkness adds a sense of mystery to his surroundings. As he walks, he films his journey, capturing the eerie quiet of the nocturnal forest. When he points his camera towards a tree, an unexpected sight appears. A humanoid creature, partially hidden behind the tree, seems to be watching him. Combining it with where they are and at what time makes it a truly nightmare story. Is it a person, perhaps another night wanderer, that tried to scare them with a costume? Or something more mysterious and unexplained? Could it be the rake, considering making these guys One of its snacks? When Elon Musk created the Tesla, proving the existence of ghosts was probably the last thing on his mind. But this particular Tesla might just be doing exactly that. The Tesla's sensors pick up not one, not two, but 4 people walking right in front of it. But when you look ahead, there's absolutely no one there. It's like the car is seeing something we can't, a presence or several just beyond our perception. So, what's going on here? Could this be a glitch, or is the Tesla's technology actually picking up something otherworldly? The eerie surroundings, the strange figures detected but unseen. It all gives off serious chills. Tesla's sensors are top of the line, designed to detect the smallest of movements. But are they advanced enough to catch something supernatural? Could this be proof of the paranormal right before our eyes? Whether it's a technical glitch or evidence of something far beyond our understanding, one thing is certain. It's terrifying to think about what might be out there, unseen. There are plenty of reasons to have curtains, but after seeing this, you'll never leave your windows uncovered again. Two ghostly figures are hovering, staring in. First, they're floating outside the window of a high-rise apartment. Second, they're dressed in white, their faces pitch black with red eyes glowing like embers. Gives me chills. Why are they just hovering there? No knocks, no attempts to come inside, just watching. I used to think curtains were for keeping people from looking in. Now it feels good to not see what's out there. But does not seeing them make you safe? If they can hover in midair, what's stopping them from coming through a mere glass window and curtain? If I saw this outside my window, I'd move out of that place. Sometimes, it's not knowing what something is that makes it terrifying. And in this clip, what seems like an unknown sea creature is making waves online. At first glance, you see something strange in the water. The clip is short, and the creature only appears for a split second, adding to the mystery. What could be lurking beneath the surface? A new water monster we haven't discovered yet. Many claim that. But here's the truth. It's no monster. At least, that's what I believe. It's actually just a river otter. Nothing dangerous. Just an adorable little swimmer caught from a bad angle. Otters don't bother anything larger than a fish, so no need to panic. We've all heard the stories. But what if I told you mermaids might be more than just myths? This clip could be the proof no one saw coming. At first glance, it's just a regular day, a fish swimming in the ocean. Nothing unusual. But as the camera zooms in, questions start to surface. Could that be a humanoid figure beneath the waves, moving with an eerie grace? It looks human-like, but not quite. Could this really be a mermaid hiding in plain sight? As the figure turns, the details sharpen. A fish-like tail and a humanoid upper body. It's straight out of folklore. Mermaids are said to be beautiful, but they're also rumored to be dangerous. Our legends used to say they would drown sailors, so if you ever find yourself face to face with one, maybe keep your distance. If they've stayed hidden for so long, there's probably a good reason for it. They don't want to be discovered, at least not by us. If there were ever a perfect example of hidden in plain sight, this video would be it. What starts as an ordinary moment quickly spirals into something deeply unsettling.
Bismillah. 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 Bismillah.
Where did that girl come from? And where did she vanish? She was staring right at the camera, her face just appearing from nowhere. It's as if the space between the clothes became a portal, a gateway to somewhere she's hiding. As the man pulls back, we can see that there is no one is behind the clothes. The girl is gone. Or is she still there, watching from the shadows? Did we just witness something paranormal? A ghost? Or perhaps a glimpse into another dimension? This is one of the most convincing videos I've seen. Almost undeniable proof of the supernatural. The age-old question lingers. Why don't we see these ghosts more often? And could they really harm us? They say our reflections could be us, in an alternate reality or some other dimension. And honestly, I never believed it, until I stumbled upon this creepy video. This unsettling footage was recorded by a nurse at St. Paul's Hospital, who noticed something strange during her shift. The video begins with her panning the camera toward a window with blinds, but then she shifts focus to a Gatorade bottle on a side table. As she zooms in on the bottle's reflection, viewers are met with a chilling sight. A figure that appears to be a man standing right beside the window. But here's the weird part. When she turns back to the window, there's no one there. She then pans back to the bottle, and that eerie reflection of the man is still visible. Yet again, when she looks back, the space is empty. It's enough to make your skin crawl. While it initially seems like a spooky glitch from another dimension, there's actually a pretty simple explanation. The reflection is just an illusion created by a dark blue bottle with a white cap positioned at the right angle. It casts a shadow that resembles a man's outline. It's wild how our minds can play tricks on us, especially in dimly lit spaces like hospitals. Imagine you die and end up in hell, but instead of eternal torment, God hands you a car to cruise around and explore the fiery depths. Sounds wild, right? Well, this next video of a man driving through a wildfire is exactly that. That's hell right there. This footage captures a driver making their way through a wildfire that's engulfing a highway. From the very start, the sky is filled with thick smoke and flames, creating a scene that looks straight out of a nightmare. Instead of turning away, this driver decides to plunge into the fiery chaos, continuing down the road as if it's just another day. As the car enters the smoke, visibility drops to zero, with flames scorching the trees on both sides and fierce winds fueling the fire even more. It's like driving straight into the depths of hell. But miraculously, at the end of the video, the driver finally emerges from the inferno and into a clearer blue sky. Honestly, I can't help but think it was incredibly foolish to drive through that. The smoke, the heat, the wind, everything could have turned lethal in an instant. I get it. Some people might be thrill seekers, but this is pushing it to a whole new level. What were they thinking? This next video was uploaded on Facebook by a homeowner who's seeking answers about a truly bizarre orb captured hovering over their neighborhood. It's not every day you spot something like this.
And it's not a helicopter, you can't hear it.
In the video, it's dark out, and there's a glowing star-like object in the distant sky. This thing shines bright and is moving at a pretty decent speed. The size is quite noticeable as it glides silently over the neighborhood without a hint of engine noise or anything that might explain its presence. People are buzzing about this orb, speculating it could be an alien spacecraft. But honestly, I don't have enough solid evidence to confirm that just yet. It's certainly mysterious. What do you all think this bright, glowing object could be? Sometimes, it's the unseen forces that cause the most trouble. Just ask this Dutch woman who had a truly bizarre encounter captured on camera. Trust me, this video isn't from a horror movie. It's real life. It was uploaded by a Dutch homeowner who began experiencing some truly bizarre happenings in her house at night. From the very start, her home gives off an eerie vibe. As she films around her kitchen, the lights start flickering on their own. Scared and a bit apprehensive, she slowly approaches the light. But as she does, it suddenly stops flickering. When she walks into the kitchen, she's shocked to find all the drawers and cupboards wide open. But wait, it gets weirder. As she exits the kitchen, the light turns off by itself. If that wasn't scary enough, while she's panning the camera toward the kitchen doorway, a black figure peeks in. You can almost feel her fear as she screams. Moments later, objects start falling off the fireplace and out of the cupboards on their own. And, surprise, surprise, the flickering lights return for another round. This whole scene is downright chilling, and the sheer terror in her screams feels all too real. Honestly, if I were in her shoes, I'd be packing my bags and selling that house faster than you can say haunted. What would you do in a situation like this? Here's something sure to excite alien enthusiasts. Strange, high-speed lights streaking across the sky. Captured in Russia. What could these be? Below, everything seems normal. Just a calm night. Cars at a traffic stop. Nothing unusual. But look above, and things get bizarre. Lights are flashing across the sky, one after another, moving at incredible speeds before disappearing into the horizon, and they just keep coming. Seriously, what are these lights? There's no natural phenomenon to explain this, and no man-made object can move that fast. Could this really be alien spacecraft entering Earth's atmosphere? The more you watch, the deeper the mystery goes. Could this be extraterrestrial technology? That's the only explanation that seems to fit. What do you think? Can you come up with something that makes sense? There's something about dark basements that always sets the scene for something strange, and this clip doesn't disappoint. The man begins by focusing on the basement, as if drawn by a sound or a presence below. But what happens next isn't what you expect. The real strangeness. It's not in the basement at all. Suddenly, he hears movement upstairs. Furniture shifting, something happening. He rushes to the hall, only to find the hanging light swinging, like it's been nudged. But here's where it gets really strange. All the chairs are stacked up, perfectly balanced, with no one in sight. It's the kind of scene that makes you question what's really going on. Could this be something supernatural, an unseen force playing tricks on the space? Or is it all just an elaborate setup, cleverly staged to distract with the basement while the hall becomes the centerpiece? After all, with so many people hungry for views and clicks, nothing can be ruled out. Whether it's real or staged, one thing's clear. This clip leaves you with more questions than answers. If you got so far in the video, it means you're a dedicated viewer. Thank you. And if you subscribe and hit the bell button, I promise to keep posting these for you to enjoy. You've seen people walking their dogs before, but what if the person walking the dog was invisible?
Give me a video. This happened in California. Tell me what y'all think of this.
Look at that dog. It's not walking itself. Someone is walking it, but look closely. The leash is floating in midair with no one holding it, or at least no one you can see. The dog walks, The leash follows behind, like it's being guided by an invisible hand. It's almost as if the dog has a ghostly companion. Is this an optical illusion, a clever prank, or something supernatural? What's really happening here? This is definitely not your typical dog walk. Let's hear your theories. What could possibly explain this invisible dog walker? This guy claims he's seen something extraordinary. Check this out. So, what do we have here? We see a white form emerge from the trees. It floats, almost gliding, then flies away, disappearing into the darkness. The homeowner claims it's an angel, and honestly, it's easy to see why. When slowed down, it even appears to have wings, moving gracefully through the night. Could it simply be a common fly, caught in the camera's glare, appearing far more mysterious than it really is? The white form, the smooth movement. Could it be a bug or something really worth looking into? So, what do you think? Angelic presence, clever illusion, or just a fly on an evening flight? Sometimes, your eyes can really play tricks on you, especially late at night. This clip from a Ring doorbell might just make you question what you're seeing. If you only took one quick look, you'd be convinced. It's got to be a ghost, right? But here's where perception can fool you. On a closer look, you start to notice something different. The ghostly figure is more likely a bug, probably a cricket, perched right on the edge of the doorbell camera. It's amazing how our minds jump to conclusions. But when we slow down and examine it, the truth becomes clear. Just before it leaves the frame, you can see the distinct outline of a bug. But let's be real. Just because this one turned out to be a bug doesn't mean every eerie sight is so easily explained. We've seen some truly chilling things on this channel that defy explanation, and there's definitely more to come. Hang on tight. There's always more mystery waiting around the corner. Have you ever seen the ground and everything on it being swallowed by Mother Earth? Well, you're about to. It's incredible and terrifying all at once, watching the ground simply give way without warning. Heavy rains battered the area, and the Great Rift Valley is a tectonically active zone. Cracks, voids, and underground shifts caused the overlying soil to collapse, creating this dramatic sinkhole. It's amazing how something so powerful can just appear out of nowhere. One moment, it's stable ground. The next, it's a gaping hole swallowing everything. Makes you wonder, how much do we really know about what's happening beneath our feet? Not much, I'd say. And while this sinkhole might have a scientific explanation, it doesn't make it any less chilling. Remember how we said not everything on this channel can be easily explained? Well, this next clip is exactly what we meant. As the door opens, a face appears. Something straight out of a nightmare. It looks like Gollum, but far scarier. The moment the man sees it, he bolts, and honestly, who can blame him? What was that thing? It definitely wasn't an animal. It had a human form, but what kind of human looks like that and lives in an attic? And don't say it's staged or a hoax. After seeing this, I'd love to see someone explain it away so easily. The creature's face, those eyes. It's not something you'd expect in your attic. The banging, the way it appears after the door lifts. It clearly has no problem showing itself. Just watching it scared me. Now, imagine being that guy. What do you think? Hoax, or something much more real? In this intriguing video, people are filming from a bridge, capturing the serene scene of water below, illuminated by the lights reflecting from nearby restaurants. The atmosphere is calm, until something unexpected and astonishing happens.
That's how it happened. That is exactly how it happened. So here it comes.
From beneath the bridge emerges a massive, strange-looking creature crossing the water. It's notable for its unusual shape and a particularly elongated neck. Unlike any typical aquatic animal, the creature's appearance in the water is so unusual, and I'm not sure what this is. It might be a seal that comes very close, and from the weird lighting, it makes it look like it has an elongated neck. Do you agree? You've probably seen snakes before, but have you ever seen one with horns? This clip from India might make you rethink everything you know about these slithering creatures.
കൊമ്പുള്ള പാമ്പാണിത് നോയിക്കോളി ശരിക്ക് നോയിക്കോളി ഇങ്ങനത്തെ ഒരു പാമ്പ് മുന്നേ നിങ്ങൾ കണ്ടനാ
Snakes already symbolize fear and danger, but horns, that takes it to a whole new level. What could cause this? A rare species? Or maybe there's something more mysterious happening here. The way it sits, calm and regal, almost feels like it's meant to rule. Could this creature be hiding secrets we've yet to uncover? Snakes have always been woven into legends, and looking at this one, it's easy to see why. Paleontology tells us that massive snakes once roamed the earth long before humans. Now imagine this horned snake at an enormous size, and you'll understand why serpent gods and demons fill our mythologies. What would you do if you came face to face with one of these ancient rulers? Downtown Charlotte isn't exactly known for strange sightings. But here's an exception. Something bizarre is lighting up the night sky, and it's nothing like what you'd expect.
Bruh, I don't know what that is.
As we zoom in, it becomes clearer that this is some sort of craft, though it doesn't resemble anything we're familiar with. The strangest part, it's literally breathing fire, with multiple exhausts spewing flames and smoke. Not exactly your typical aircraft design. At the end of the video, it makes a sharp, intentional right turn, confirming it's definitely a craft. But what kind? A cutting-edge military plane? A secret experiment? Or could it be aliens? If extraterrestrials do exist, why are they so elusive? If they're advanced enough to travel light years, what's with the hide-and-seek routine? Or maybe we're overthinking it, and there's a more down-to-earth explanation for this fiery, mysterious object. A sunrise or sunset is always mesmerizing. But what if you looked up and saw not one, but 6 suns shining in the sky? This video from China gives us a strange sight. 6 glowing orbs suspended in the sky, each one a little dimmer than the last, casting the same light in shadows. It's almost too surreal to believe. Could this be some cosmic event? A glimpse into a parallel universe? 6 suns lighting up the sky sounds like something straight out of a science fiction film. But of course, there can't actually be 6 suns. What we're witnessing here is likely a strange natural phenomenon. Refraction or a play of light creating this wild illusion. The identical clouds casting shadows in each sun is a clear giveaway. But that doesn't stop us from wondering, what if this is more than just a trick of light? Could it be a sign of something beyond our understanding? Maybe even a hint of the multiverse? If you are enjoying this so far, consider subscribing. It really helps me keep this channel going. We've all seen countless unknown flying objects, videos scattered across the internet, usually showing mysterious objects hovering in the sky. But this video we got takes things to a whole new level. The footage starts with a distant view of a glowing white object streaking across the desert sky. Its trajectory looks like that of a projectile as it hurtles toward the ground, crashing into the white sand. After the first impact, it briefly lifts off, attempting to regain flight, but something seems to go wrong. The object malfunctions and plummets back down, smashing into the desert floor a second time. This hit completely obliterates it, shattering it like glass into countless pieces. And just like that, the video ends. It's bizarre, right? I've never seen a drone or a plane with that kind of glow or shape, let alone one that breaks apart like that. So what could this be? An extraterrestrial projectile, or maybe something even more unsettling. One of our own secret technologies lurking in the shadows? Things that stray from the ordinary are the ones that really get under our skin. Our minds can't help but twist them into something creepy, like these massive footprints a hiker stumbled upon.
These tracks, they're bigger than my foot. Here's another one.
This next video comes straight from the forests of New Jersey, recorded by a hiker who encountered something seriously strange on a trail. In the clip, we see these huge footprints embedded in the dirt, almost like they belong to some oversized bird. Or dare I say, a giant chicken. But here's where things get even more unsettling. The woman who uploaded the video mentioned that the night she discovered these prints, she also caught sight of a large dark brown figure moving in the distance. She couldn't make out if it was an animal or something else entirely, and unfortunately she didn't manage to catch that part on camera. Now, the footprints were huge. The hiker compared her size 10 foot to one of the prints, and it absolutely dwarfed hers. My first instinct was to say it might be an ostrich, but after doing some digging on ostrich footprints, they look nothing like these. Whatever made these tracks, I don't think it's something any of us would want to run into on a dark, lonely trail. A man was home alone, relaxing in his room after a long, tiring day, when suddenly a loud banging echoed from the kitchen door. Curious yet unnerved, he got up to investigate, unaware that he was about to have a terrifying encounter. This isn't a scene from a horror movie. It's a real video uploaded on Facebook. In the clip, we see the cameraman casually walking through his living room when a strange, persistent banging sound comes from the kitchen, almost as if someone is knocking on the glass. Startled, he rushes to check, but no one is there. Before he can make sense of it, another knock comes from the front door. Panicking, he sprints towards the door and pans the camera out, only to find nothing. There's no one there, just his sister's dog lazily snoozing nearby, completely unaware of the eerie chaos. Confused, and now genuinely creeped out, he turns back towards the kitchen. Every single cabinet door is wide open. And just as he's trying to process this bizarre sight, the banging starts again, this time louder, angrier, more violent, like whatever was behind it was furious now. The intensity is overwhelming. Honestly, if I were in this guy's shoes, I'd be out of there. No way would I stick around to see what else this angry spirit had in store. The human mind is a vast, unexplored territory. Some believe that hidden within its depths lie extraordinary, almost superhuman abilities. Could there be individuals among us capable of tapping into these hidden powers? This intriguing video might just make you believe.
I went to the park and witnessed this.
Oh shit.
This video, recorded by a TikTok user from her car, shows a man standing alone near the edge of a cliff with his arms wide open. At first glance, he seems ordinary. But what's happening in the background is nothing short of bizarre. Hundreds of birds are flying directly toward him, almost as if he's commanding them. As the birds approach, the man calmly lowers his arms, and just as he does, the flock suddenly disperses, diving downward in unison. It's almost like he's communicating with the birds, or perhaps they're sending him some kind of message. The timing is so precise that it's hard to believe it's a coincidence. Could he really be controlling them, or is this just some incredible stroke of luck? Whatever the case, the video is pretty convincing, and it's hard not to wonder if this man truly has a special connection with nature. If you got so far in the video, it means you're a dedicated viewer. Thank you. And if you subscribe and hit the bell button, I promise to keep posting these for you to enjoy. What you're about to see in the sky is far from ordinary. It's the kind of sight that'll make you do a double take.
No! Climbing up now!
Oh look, there's more right here.
At first glance, it seems innocent. Just 3 small objects floating high above. But here's the strange part. They're not just drifting. They're locked in a precise right triangle formation. That kind of symmetry can't be accidental. These objects are black, eerily silent, with no exhaust or any trace of sound. It's like they're defying the laws of physics. And just when you think you've seen it all, 2 more appear, barely visible in the clouds. Drones? Some secret military craft? Or maybe those alien spaceships they've been hiding at Area 51? Imagine spotting this while relaxing in your backyard. It's enough to make anyone question what's really happening up there. Prepare yourself for one of the strangest sights you'll ever see. This man can do something with his eyes that will leave you speechless. You've probably never seen anything like this. As his eyes pop out, you can't help but wonder, how does he do that? Does it hurt? Is it safe? It's like something straight out of a cartoon. But here it is, happening right before your eyes. Some individuals have a rare condition called globe luxation, which allows them to temporarily displace their eyeballs from the socket. However, this is extremely uncommon and can be dangerous, and haven't heard of anyone doing it on purpose. Don't try this at home. There's something deeply unsettling about the pitch black woods at night. But what if, in that darkness, you caught a glimpse of something you weren't supposed to see? It's hard to tell exactly what it is. The body looks completely black, or maybe it's wearing something dark. It's impossible to say for sure in the shadows. The outline of a face is barely visible, but there's one thing that stands out. Glowing red eyes staring back through the darkness. Without those glowing eyes, you might mistake it for a scarecrow, standing still, lifeless. But this thing is far from motionless. There's something alive about it and those eyes. So what is it? Some kind of creature? Whatever it is, you wouldn't want to meet it alone in the woods at night. Imagine moving into a beautiful new apartment, only to glance out the window and see 2 massive unknown flying objects hovering outside. Just like this lady did.
What the fuck? That is not a goddamn airplane. Why the fuck is it so fucking close? What?
This video was posted on TikTok, where a woman captured what appears to be 2 enormous unknown flying objects flying right above her building. In the clip, you can hear the panic in her voice as she watches multiple lights moving through the night sky. The lights seem to follow a strange formation. 2 larger lights in front, with 2 smaller ones on the sides. And what's even more unsettling is how low these things are flying, dangerously close to the buildings and the ground. What makes this even weirder is that the woman mentions they don't live anywhere near an airport, so she has no idea what could possibly be flying so low. And if that wasn't eerie enough, about 12 minutes later, she spots the same set of lights again, sending her into full freak-out mode. Now, to me, these lights look like they could be coming from airplanes. Maybe the larger lights are the ones on the wings, and the smaller ones could be on the body or additional wing lights. But why are they flying so low if there's no airport nearby? That's what really gives this whole thing an unsettling edge. A couple was enjoying a peaceful morning on a Brazilian beach when they stumbled upon something truly extraordinary, sending chills down the spines of other beachgoers.
Tinha as 3 pontinhas do dedo pra cima. Aí a gente brincou falando, é uma mão humana.
In the video, a woman was exploring the sandy shore when she made a startling discovery, an alien-like appendage buried in the sand. The appendage is long and slender, with elongated bony fingers that seem to defy earthly biology. It's a sight that immediately conjures images of extraterrestrial creatures. In the clip, the couple cautiously picks up the appendage using their Crocs, and the video ends with the unsettling find left in their hands. While it could just be a quirky natural formation, or an elaborate prank, the idea that it might be a genuine extraterrestrial artifact is enough to make anyone's skin crawl. Whether it's a freak of nature or something far more unsettling, this discovery certainly adds a chilling twist to an otherwise ordinary day at the beach. There's a faction of people who believe that governments are concealing a lot more than they let on. And while I was skeptical at first, this video might just make you question things.
Break Omaha, pick-me kid, Rocco Peralta with passive ability to launch helo ASAP.
In the video, recorded by the Navy, we see an unusual round object floating in the sky. Unlike any known aircraft or bird, the object moves with a deliberate, almost unnatural grace. It hovers briefly, then approaches the water before disappearing into the ocean. Now, I'm not jumping to conclusions about aliens just yet, but it's evident that we're looking at either a highly advanced manned aircraft or an exceptionally sophisticated drone. The fact that it was observed in the middle of the ocean adds another layer of intrigue. What could this mysterious object be, and why was it there? The truth might be more elusive than we think. Snakes can be terrifying, but when it comes to sheer horror, pythons are in a league of their own. Their colossal size alone can make your blood run cold, as demonstrated by this startling footage of a python invading a porch. Absolutely monstrous. This video, which made waves on Reddit, captures a gigantic python slithering across someone's porch. The footage is taken from the snake's tail to its head, showcasing its immense length and formidable girth. As the python moves slowly, its sheer size and serpentine grace are enough to send chills down anyone's spine. Unlike venomous snakes, pythons are constrictors. They kill their prey by wrapping around it and squeezing until suffocation. The thought of one of these giants sneaking into your home and potentially suffocating you in your sleep is absolutely horrifying. If I ever encountered one of these monstrous creatures at my doorstep, I'd be booking a flight to another country faster than you can say snake. Dragons have always captured our imaginations with their majestic and awe-inspiring presence, and it's a bit of a letdown to realize they're just fictional. But hold on to your excitement. This computer-generated imagery video might just reignite that dragon-filled dream. This TikTok video showcases what appears to be a real-life dragon perched on a mountain. At first glance, it looks like a breathtaking mountain view, but as the cameraman zooms in, the scene takes a stunning turn as we notice a dragon there. With its wings majestically spread and its mouth opening and closing in a dramatic pose, this dragon seems almost alive. The texture and appearance of the dragon are so convincingly realistic that it's easy to get lost in the illusion. However, it's important to note that this awe-inspiring creature is actually the work of impressive computer-generated imagery. Yes, someone went through the trouble of editing this dragon into the scene, and they did a remarkable job making it look so lifelike. Kudos to the creators for bringing our dragon dreams to virtual life. Most of us are used to feeling in total control behind the wheel of our heavy vehicles, but when it comes to the raw power of nature, no vehicle stands a chance. This next clip was captured by a dash cam during a drive in harsh weather conditions. At first, the wind is strong but manageable, until suddenly it escalates into a terrifying force, almost like a mini tornado, tearing through everything in its path. In the video, you can see the car in front swaying wildly, like a toy being tossed around, while trees are uprooted and sent flying like leaves caught in a storm. The wind's density is so thick that visibility drops to almost zero, making the scene feel even more chaotic. After a few seconds of this madness, the tornado passes, leaving behind a landscape that looks like a war zone. Trees scattered, debris everywhere, and a chilling stillness that contrasts the earlier chaos. Tornadoes are absolutely terrifying. 1 minute, it's just heavy rain, and the next, you're hit by an overwhelming gust of wind that throws you around like you're nothing more than a rag doll. It's a humbling reminder of how small we are compared to the might of nature. Have you ever heard of goblins? Those malevolent entities of varying sizes, rumored to torment and afflict humans? Well, this man might have just captured one on camera. This video has been making waves on the internet, as it allegedly shows a goblin lurking in the woods. In the footage, the cameraman is seen scanning the forest, the camera sweeping back and forth in search of something. After a few tense seconds, the camera captures a small, gaunt creature nestled among the trees, its beady eyes fixed intently on the camera. The creature's appearance is striking. Long, pointed ears, a thin, wiry frame, and skin that seems almost furless. It bears a strong resemblance to the goblin figures depicted in folklore and films. Whether the creature was merely observing or trying to conceal itself from view, its unnerving gaze adds a layer of dread to the footage. If this is the real deal, you can bet I'll be keeping my gold securely hidden. Human curiosity truly knows no limits. In Sochi, Russia, vacationers stumbled upon a sea mine floating in the water. Sea mines like this aren't just relics of the past. Many still lurk in oceans around the world, leftovers from the world wars. They're highly dangerous, and even after decades, these things can still explode with devastating force. So what did these geniuses do? They dragged this ticking time bomb out of the sea, rolling it onto a shore full of rocks and pebbles. They had no idea they were flirting with disaster. Handling something like this is beyond reckless. Civilians shouldn't even be near a sea mine, let alone dragging it around like it's a toy. It's a miracle nothing went horribly wrong. These mines were designed to sink warships, and one wrong move could have ended in catastrophe. While they were at it, why not just grab a hammer and crack it open, right? The sheer irresponsibility is staggering. These people were playing with fire, and they were lucky to escape with their lives. Imagine looking up and seeing the sky completely swallowed by smoke, glowing with an eerie orange light, as if the world itself is on fire.
So it's been like 1 hour since I last posted, and this is what it looks like. It gotten worse.
The sun is blocked out, and everything looks like it's been tinted in orange. It's straight out of an apocalyptic nightmare. The sky feels alive, as if the entire horizon is burning. It's both mesmerizing and deeply unsettling, like a beauty you can't quite trust. But how is this woman so calm? As smoke fills the air, you can't help but wonder, is the fire still raging somewhere out of sight, or is this the ghost of a wildfire's wrath? It's a sight that makes you feel suffocated. Yet she doesn't seem bothered in the slightest. This is a harsh reminder of how small and fragile we are in the face of nature's fury. Wildfire smoke fog might be the result of distant flames. But when the sky turns this color and everything fades into that eerie glow, it feels like the threat is right on your doorstep. For more strange and interesting footage, check this out.